Hello and welcome. Okay, so I am going to demold some things today. I was so tempted to do it without recording, but I said that I would do it, so yeah, here we go. I'd also done a couple of other little experiments after I stopped filming yesterday, just with some bits and pieces. Some alcohol ink and some yarn and some paint bits and pieces, bits of a broken mug. I don't know, just seeing what it will look like. Yeah, so the coasters, they turned out pretty good. They weren't 100% level, so you can see that I ended up with some, drips, even though I'd, been scraping it off. And you can kind of see just at the edge here that it's not quite covered, and that's because the resin has gone that way. Yeah, so I've since found a place in my studio that is absolutely dead level, so we will try it again. But this work surface is pretty good for the molds and things, because it matters slightly less because it can't run out of a mold unless you massively overfill it. Yeah, okay, so okay, yeah, let's start with this one. So I had some of the paint skin in this one, and that one has got some bits and pieces and some alcohol ink in it. So let's just take it out and have a look at how it went. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but it's got a few little micro bubbles in there. But for this piece, I think it kind of works because it looks otherworldly, so that's kind of cool. Oops. Oh, that looks cool. So that was bits of old CD, bit of a, I think it was the end of a pop rivet or something, I'm not sure. And then the alcohol ink on the back, so that'll need a bit of sanding down and stuff, but I don't know, I reckon that looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? Yeah? Okay, now these ones have got the paint skins as well. That is really cool. A bit of an air bubble. You can see just there, it's got the air bubble in it. Because this one was put flat onto the mold first, and then I put the resin over the top of it. So obviously it wasn't able to get completely under there. So I might need to put a little top coat on this one just so it's all nice and flat. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. That's kind of cool. Another little paint skin in there. I really like this. It almost looks like a, I don't know, a sea animal kind of like making a sharp turn or something. Can you guys see that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, it looks kind of cool both ways. So it wouldn't matter which way you wore it. You could, yeah, have the two different sort of looks, I guess. That's really cool. I'm so happy with that one. Oh, check that out. Look at the way the light goes through it. It's so cool. And again, you can sort of wear either side of it. So it doesn't really matter which way it went. Yeah, it'll need a little bit of sanding because it's become a little bit concave in the back there, but that's easy fixed. All right, now this one I ended up putting a little bit of material on the back of it, just as a bit of a background, and then put a little bit more resin on top of it. Okay, so yeah, So you can see I've got the little number in there, and a little bit of paint skin, and then the fabric, a couple of little air bubbles, because the thing that I didn't account for was that the fabric would actually absorb some of the resin, and so it sort of had spilt over the sides a bit, and I had to trim it down and then put some more resin on top. Yeah, so you can see that there's a little bit of a gap there, and yeah, that's because the fabric absorbed some of the resin, so just something to consider in the future, I guess. Alright, so another paint skin, the oval one this time. And oh, how beautiful does that look? It reminds me of the ocean, don't you think? Oh, just beautiful. And again, you can sort of have either side showing. That's so cool. Right, and this one I did with the alcohol ink. So I'm interested to see how this is going to work out. Whoops. Yeah, so this is the alcohol ink. I used some gold and white, and I think I put a bit of the black pouring paint in there as well. So it looks pretty cool. You see it's a little bit shiny, a little bit pretty. Could probably do with a top coat on the back here, because you can see it's a little bit concave. But easy fix. And then that side will look really pretty as well. This one it's only partly filled, so I'm not going to take that one out yet, because I want to do some sort of kind of background for that one. So I'll leave that one put. Alright, these ones I'm like really curious to see how they turn out, because I've never put these sorts of things in resin before. So yeah, let's just do it. Oh, isn't that cool? Oh my goodness, heaps of micro bubbles in there. But that's really cool. These are like, you know, when the paint like starts to dry on the edge of the paint tube, or you know, on the lid or whatever. Yeah, that's what I put in the resin. And how cool does it look? Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Alright, this one had alcohol ink, waited for it to dry a bit and then put some more on top, like more resin that is. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that gold just pop. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, bit of an air bubble there. Yeah, very cool. Oh, that worked out so well. Okay, so how does yarn work in resin? Well, let's find out. This was just some little scraps that I'd found. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, I love that. That is so cool. So it was just little, like I'd sort of pulled it apart a little bit, so it was sort of more of the fluff than the actual yarn strands. And oh, it's amazing. Again, there's quite a few bubbles, but I kind of expected that, being that, you know, there's a lot of fibrous material in the yarn. But oh, that is so cool. It's got a really interesting texture on the back here too. You can sort of see, oh look, there's some hanging out still. So cool, oh my goodness. Okay, so this one I put the actual yarn strands in, and I tied a couple of knots just to sort of, I don't know, be a bit more purposeful in it. And it's pretty cool. Some bigger bubbles in this one, but oh, the yarn almost looks translucent, doesn't it? It's so cool. And it stayed in place pretty well too. I wasn't sure whether it was going to try to float or sink or whatever, but not bad at all. Oops, nearly dropped it. Yeah, so I need some finishing off, of course, but oh, that's so cool. All right, we'll do this one next. This has got the bits of broken mug in it, just because I can. That looks, oh, focus, there we go. So obviously being heavier, they've sunk to the bottom. Oh, focus please, Mr. Camera, thank you. But it looks kind of cool. I don't know, what do you guys think? Might need something else. I don't know. If you have any ideas of how to improve the look of this, comment down below and let me know. But yeah, it worked pretty well. Okay, now this one I'm very curious about because I had the yarn and then I put some alcohol ink in it, so I have no idea how it's going to react with the yarn and the resin. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that is even more cool than what I could ever anticipate. Fluffiness of the yarn in there, and then like these little trendles of the alcohol ink just coming through. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna have to try this one again with different colors and combinations. That is awesome. That is so cool. I love it. This looks like I don't know, like grass or seaweed or something underwater, or some alien planet landscape. I don't know, what do you guys think? That's gorgeous. All right, oops, put that one out of the way. Oh yes, the paint experiment. Okay, so last time I filmed, these were all kind of filled up with the paint that I use for paint pouring, and as you can see, it's reduced like quite a lot. There's sort of just a, you know, a thin skin on it now. So I don't really want to take them out. I'm thinking I'm going to put some resin over the top of it, hopefully to preserve it. But I'll take these three out and we'll see what has happened there. We'll do this one first. Oops, start the other side. I love how easy these demold as well. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's so cool. Oh, focus in, please. There we go. Oh, isn't that cool? And then we've got the glittery bits at the back that are nice and subtle from the front. You can kind of see them in the background there, but they're there but not, which is nice. Oh, that's so cool. Oops. Right, now this one had paint underneath it, and I put the resin on top. And it looks like it has worked really cool. So this bit in here, that was craft glue that I put on, and then I put the pouring paint over the top of that once it was dry, and then I covered the rest of it with the resin. So you can see there's like the layer of paint, the layer of resin, and it almost looks like pressed gold to me. I don't know what to, yeah, that I really quite like that. That's cool. And last but not least, this one. So it's got the paint skin, but I also, after I put the resin on, I put some some more pouring paint like over it. And yeah, sort of adds a bit of a background, and I'm really glad I did, because it just adds that extra sort of depth to it, that extra element. Yeah, I really like it. That's so cool. There's a bit of a air bubble in the middle there, but we can fix it up with a bit more resin. So that's kind of cool. So I think the only other bits were the, did I put, oh, I don't even remember. I think these were still drying. So this is the bottle caps with different bits and pieces in them. I've used PVA glue and paper, and that's a bit of broken mirror. And that one's got some craft glue in it. Very, very bubbly, so probably won't do that one again. But yeah, just experimenting with, oops, dropping again. Experimenting with how, you know, different bits and pieces work. I've got some paint skins in there, some pouring paint. And these ones I've got some, what do you call it? It's a 2-part epoxy glue, just sort of poured in the top there, which worked okay, but, you know, it's not very sort of shine, like it has a shine, but it's not, you know, like smooth. It's not smooth shiny, if that makes sense. And it sort of has a bit of a texture to it. It's not sort of that glass smooth that, you know, you'd sort of want in a bit of jewelry or whatever. I kind of like the effect of this one. Needs a layer of something else on top, because the edges are still a little bit sharp, but I quite like. That's got the alcohol ink and some glue. I think it was PVA glue, but I don't remember exactly. So yeah, but aside from that, I think that's pretty much all I've got to show you today. Oh, one other thing. Starting to do some jewelry. Okay, so the paint skins have been glued to the back of the little glass dome, and then I will be gluing them into the earring. How awesome is that going to be? So cool, huh? So I've got quite a few little bits to glue in later, but yeah, that will be a video for another time. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see anything different, let me know in the comments below, but otherwise I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.